good day, and welcome to the Power Up. I'm your host, Tami Hill Thomas. Glad that you're joining us today as we discuss news, inspiration, purpose, perspective, healthcare, all of the things that impact us to make the difference where we are. Hoping that this network, this show, the Power Up team, is able to equip you, educate you, elevate you, and empower you to make that difference. Let's get started with Inside the News. Today, we elevate the resounding alarm elevated by the American Red Cross. The Red Cross is finding it hard to get blood donation. So they are pleading with individuals due to this winter blood shortage to find ways to press your way through the circumstances of the winter weather so that they can gain the blood needed for the shortage they're already experiencing that has impacted over 8,000 lives. The winter storm season has arrived in our country, and it's caused blood donations to shortfall, canceling hundreds of blood drives. With freezing temperatures, snow, and ice, it's certainly hard to collect the donations. They're pleading with you to press your way, to contact the American Red Cross at redcross.org, and to find ways, in spite of the severe weather and how it is impacting our country, to still make a difference where you are. The weather related blood cancellations are impacting hospitals faster than ever before. Winter weather certainly causes limits, but the resilience of humanity can help overcome those limits. They're reminding us that blood drive cancellations could seriously hinder efforts to rebuild the already depleting blood shortage, preventing willing blood donors from traveling and donating. Do you know that your blood donation just from one person can save up to 7 lives? 7 babies, seniors, your mom, anyone experience a car accident. It doesn't matter how the need is there. It's that we rise in this moment and meet the need. You can go to redcross.org to get information on how you can donate. You can also go to 1-800 Red Cross. Call them and get information, but this website has it all, including a dedicated page for redcrossblood.org that helps you figure out how to download the app to answer all of the questions that confirm that you're eligible to donate. Redcross.org. They need your help, not just with blood collections, certainly to help the depleting supply and demand, but they're also asking for volunteers, individuals that can help during this shortage, that can help others who experience the turmoils, the natural disasters. Hurricanes still happen, those winter storms that cause, sadly, so many fires and issues that individuals experience. So the Red Cross is also looking for volunteers. Do you have the time to be a missions support person? Do you have the time to show kindness to others who are in need? If you're looking for a way to make a difference, call, touch base, reach out, even research the American Red Cross. The We Empower the network and the Power Up production team continue to support the American Red Cross in their plight. You know why? Because it could be me. It could be you in need one day. So wouldn't you want to be able to make a difference right now where you are so that others around you could even be saved? Do you understand that blood donation saves lives? You have the power to save lives. just from extending your arm and allowing the Red Cross to take a blood donation, knowing that your blood will continue to replicate so you will not have loss from your donation. I know individuals who make it an annual process. On their birthday, I know a young lady every year. She goes and she donates blood because she encountered babies that were fighting cancer and a shortfall that hospital experienced. Immediately stepping up, she said, I'm nobody, but if I can help a baby who's going to grow up and have kids and give birth to the next generation, I want to do my part. So, for those of our viewers who often ask, Tami, you share news across the world. I can't reach that far. Remember, here, we don't live in limits. And here's a how. How can you make a difference? Go to the American Red Cross. Figure out if you can be a volunteer, how, when, and where. Figure out how you can donate. Go through the questionnaire, make sure you're cleared, and then step up and give in a great way. And for those who who have medical issues, or you don't have the ability to donate blood or even be a volunteer, they'll take your cash and it's your tax write-off. Consider donating to the American Red Cross so they continue to do the work, showing up in those moments of crisis. See, when there's fires, some of the first people on the scene are the American Red Cross, bringing blankets and everything that they need to immediately provide comfort and aid. Your funds could go for that, and still you get it in the end, the write-off, the ability to see and validate what you've done to help somebody else. Be a superwoman, be a superman, be a fellow human being, someone who just happens to care. Family, the American Red Cross can give you all the resources, all the information. And I want to share this that I recently learned. You can also text them 90999. Text the words "Get Emergency." 90999. Text "Get Emergency." But that is also on the American Red Cross page. FamilyRedCross.org has all this information and more with how you can be that powerful individual to help in moments of crises. You can help. Family, there's more to come, so much more information, how we can make a difference where we are, and most importantly, how we can be inspired with a very special guest. So stay tuned. There's more after this.
What's up, family? It's your girl, Terry White Hicks, and I am here to invite you to join me every Tuesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Midday Miracles and Manna right here on We Empower Network. What's up, family? It's your girl, Terry White Hicks of the amazing Fab Five, and I am here to tell you to tune into the Empowered Morning Show Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the WIN Network.
Welcome back to the Power Up as we discuss so much information today, how you can make a difference, how the globe is impacted by your presence, how you're here on purpose to be a change agent. We want to elevate the American Thyroid Association, and that this is Thyroid Disease Awareness Month. Thyroid Disease Awareness Month is the focus and push of the American Thyroid Association, the world's leading professional association of medical specialists dedicated to educate and research on the different ways to prevent thyroid disease, diagnosis, treatment, and improving thyroid health. I have a very special guest that I want to welcome to the Power Up, Mrs. Luxe Honey Queen Bee Dior. Luxe Queen Honeybee Dior. There we go. I'm so excited to have you join us today. Thank you for your time. I want to share this that a lot of individuals might not know. More than 12% of Americans in the U.S., the U.S. population, more than 12% of us experience thyroid disease on many levels. That's estimated to be more than 20 million people across the United States that experience thyroid disease. Can upwards to 60% of them unknown until, like myself, you end up in the hospital. Lux Queen Honeybee Dior, I'm so glad to have you. My story is one that many don't know, but I've heard your story, and your advocacy is so important and impactful. Please share what you're doing to make a difference.
Hi, Tammy. I'm so excited to be here. Yes, it is Thyroid Month, okay? Thyroid Disease Awareness Month. And so I learned about actually, let's go back a minute. My mom had a goiter on her throat. And so it was wrapping around her throat from the inside. So if she didn't get it taken out, it would have choked her to death, right? However, my mom was tired and sluggish and just cold and had no energy, right? And so I was watching this thing, and as a young girl, I was just like, I wonder what's going on. And so after I got of age and then she had it removed, I began to take a deeper dive into thyroid awareness, right? Because sometimes when it's close to you, that's when it's like, oh my God, I need to learn about it, right? But then when it's about you, it's like, oh, I got to learn some more. And so that's how I began to get into Thyroid Awareness Month, because I have a goiter on my throat. And I didn't learn about it until I had a very bad car accident and went off the embankment, airborne to a tree. And of course, the doctor said I should not be alive, but hey, God said I am, and I'm here. And so when I got into the hospital and they checked me, and then they saw this nodule on my throat. And so from there, it began to grow, and they drained it and all of these different things. But I had to start doing natural things for my health. And so that's kind of how, we got into it.
Well, listen, I tell folks all the time, you might not know my story, but just know I have one. Thank you for sharing Mama's story. We're glad to know that so much that has happened. First of all, for being a miracle on the show today. So much that we experience in life is unknown to us until it becomes something that individuals have to be educated on. Before we get into how you're making an impact, because there's a whole amazing movement to Ms. Lux Queen Honeybee Dior. Before we step there, can we talk a little bit about the facts around thyroid health? I just want to share a few, because a lot of folks don't know. They think about just the heart as an organ, or the liver, or where cancer might impact, and you don't think about your thyroid. So thyroid hormones can be tested annually when you get your physical. Number one, get checked. The other thing is, folks don't know that that little butterfly-shaped organ that sits in your throat, the little one, controls everything in your body. It balances everything. How your heart functions, how your neurology, your mind state, how you process, how your blood pressure is regulated. You taking those pills, but that thyroid really regulates everything. And so thyroid health becomes so important. What thoughts and tips as an advocate do you share to help individuals maybe who are just finding out that there might be a thyroid history even in their family?
Yeah, so okay, I had to learn whether I was hyper or hypo when it comes to thyroidism, right? And so hypo is where you sometimes gain weight. I'm always cold. I may be sluggish. And so as I saw the patterns with my mom, I began to notice that I was getting the same thing. And then I later learned that it was hereditary. So in women, right? And my thing was, I have this book that talks about food for your blood type. And so when you start eating the things that is for your blood type, you again to understand what you need to eat for your thyroid to have a healthy thyroid. And so I would recommend like fish and fruits and vegetables, nuts, but not too salty because, sometimes it can cause blood pressure and cholesterol and all those things. So you would definitely want to have a healthy regimen. Because I am a beekeeper, I tend to use honey in the place of processed sugars. And so grapes and pineapples, it's a natural sugar. So those are great things that you can eat as well. Broccoli is good for you. Kale and spinach, those leafy greens are good. And so I charge people to, if you find that you have a goiter or you're hyper or hypo, hyper means you lose a lot of weight really fast. I mean, it's just different things that the body goes through. But if you take the time to take a deeper dive to learn about it, there are ways to prevent it. Now, sometimes it can be so bad that you do need to have it removed, or you take a synthroid where it replaces your thyroid. But a lot of people just don't know. And some people don't even know the symptoms. You can see people with their eyes bulging out. That is one of the symptoms. And a lot of times in the Black community, this is one of the highest disease in the Black community. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's cholesterol, oh, it's diabetes, oh, it's all those. No, really, it's thyroid disease that's in our community. And so I just take a charge to speak on these things. Like, this is a whole nother side, so that people aren't aware. But when it comes time to talk about it, like, we're going to take that deeper dive and go all the way into it.
And yeah, and as an advocate, you certainly see across many races and many sexes and ages how this is, while it's prevalent in the African American community, certainly it's a humanity thing. It's a part of being in this earth, flesh and blood, that you're going to deal with organs, how they process, and that some deteriorate faster with age, or as you said, have DNA impact. The fact that there's legacy, stuff your grandmother dealt with, you might not even know about, and even before them. Tell me, if you would, as you mentioned, you're a beekeeper. So your heart with how this impacted your mom shifted and built you into a successful business where now you're focused on health advocacy and changing the world. Please, how did that happen?
So as I started before, I was getting ready to launch my honey business. My brother came and was like, we should do bees. We already grew our vegetables because my grandfather was like, listen, grow your food. You don't have pesticides. Like, he had a whole farm. My great grandmother had a whole pecan farm. Like, it was just all the stuff. So at a young age, you'd be like, what are you talking about? But I was always with my granddad, and I would always see all the cabbages and the kale. I mean, he had a field of vegetables, and they always tasted so good and fresh. And so as I got older, you begin to appreciate those things that was taught to you way back yonder, as they would say, right? And so but yeah, so we started the farming, and because we wanted to go into the communities and teach about agriculture through sustainability. The pesticides are like really killing off the bees, and if we don't have honeybees, there will be no us, because they pollinate everything that we eat, sleep, and drink. Now, to take it a little deeper, I wanted to go into schools and talk about STEM and STEAM certification, right? Because STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts, and music. I think they added that to it. And so because of that, that was my path to go in and start being an advocate of honey. So I use my honey to heal and aid in healing my body. When I had the accident, I was having high blood pressure. I was having mental fogs. I had inflammation in my body. It was just so many different things. And the doctors wanted to put me over on over 45 medications. So they were trying just different things to try to get me back to this person. And so finally, the physical therapist was like, "You're going back to work." And so I was just sitting here like, I'm not even better to go back to work. However, what am I going to do? And so God said, "Now all this honey that you're giving everybody, why haven't you used it?" Now, God gives us the things of the earth to put into our system. But however, we have to be on the path of saying, hey, all of these chemicals that are out here are harming the body. And so as I began to craft and cultivate the Rejuvenate honey that had cinnamon, ginger, turmeric, lemon, cayenne, all those things that help with the body, it began to give me energy. It began to take the inflammation out. I would detoxify my liver. I think I was talking about this. We were talking about this on the Empower Morning Show with Regina, how you have to detoxify your liver. If you detoxify your liver, that gets all the impurities out your system. And then when you start putting the fresh and healthier things, your body will start to feel better. And so I just realized that it was time for a change. And then I had to work out. So because with this disease, you have where you can gain weight. And so a lot of times my weight will fluctuate. I'll be, nice size then here. And then next thing you know, I look a little plump, a little heavier, whatever you want to call it. But I know that for my body frame, that's not healthy for me. So I will continue. It's a lifestyle that you have to adapt when you're doing it. Now, again, my voice I would lose my voice if I talk a long time or if I sing. And so the biggest thing for me was because I sing and I did a lot. I was just like, I got to figure out what can I do or what can I create that helps with thyroids. And so because of that, I created a thyroid wellness drink. I'm in the process of working with one of my chemists into creating another honey product for the thyroid because I am into natural healing and things like that. So, yeah.
I told you all, we bring you the best. Wow. And I want to stay in this lane where you are because I didn't mention to folks that you're an award-winning global, that's international, businesswoman, recently elevated and highlighted with an esteemed honor. Share with us what that was.
So I am the president of the Airport Charter Chapter, and I was nominated as a top 10. And then I was crowned with the American Business Award for 2024. And so I represent the nation, all of the districts here with that award, which is so amazing. And again, I'm always humbled and honored to be a part of the American Businesswoman. Who knew that being a part of them would take me to this level? I just found out that I got 10 billboards all over Atlanta stating that I am the American Business Woman of the Year. So that is really exciting. Yes. And so that sisterhood is just amazing. It's for entrepreneurs. It's for people that work in the corporate world. I mean, it is so many benefits that comes with being in the American Business Women Association. So I really, really I tell people, if you are interested in building up your mindset, your skills, anything, they offer free classes. They offer classes that you can pay the Six Sigma lean. Like they have all these, the black belts, like it's just so many different benefits that you have. And then of course, you get to meet women from all walks of life who support you thoroughly. And so I'm always going to talk about ABWA because I'm just in it, right? And I want everybody to be in it. Okay. Like I talk about the honey, I want all things honey. And so, yeah, but that was really, really amazing.
Man, just as amazing as you are, and also bringing enlightenment. You are the very new member of the Fab Five Queens of Empowerment. Welcome. part of that amazing award-winning show that's global as well. Your empowerment seems to be a big part of your work. Tell us what in the world that has to do with honey and bees.
Well, thank you for that. So, my empowerment is to teach about how, um, first of all, you got to be healthy holistically, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, right? If you cannot show up in the things that you're in your business, in your life, in your relationship, then what purpose are you serving? So it's one thing to be a superwoman and a hero. However, you have to pour and get a refill in your own spirit, in your own soul, in your own life. And so to empower women, to let them know that no matter what people say that you can and cannot do, it's all about what you can do and how to walk in their truth. So upcoming, I do have a book that's called Luxe Your Mind, Luxe Your Life. So it's talking about stretching your mind and shifting your paradigm. Once you learn that you are the leading expert in your field, you can be able to do anything that you put your mind to. A lot of people told me, oh, you can't be no beekeeper. You don't look like you'll get out there. Well, let me tell you, I am, and I did. And I was the first Black woman to be featured in Forbes as a luxury beekeeper. So here we are. And then as a beekeeper, I am also the first urban Black woman beekeeper to be featured on the Weather Channel. So I want women to know that it's not about the naysayers. You use them as your stepping stone to move forward. I always lead with, there's this word called greatness again. And I always, everybody that talk to me, I'm going to say it to, is embedded in your soul. There's this word called greatness, and you have to know that it's already in you. You just have to know how to connect to it and make it shine. And once you make it shine, you are on your way to elevation, and you got to set the atmosphere wherever you go. Listen, I could go on and on and on about that, but let me tell you, that's how you got to do it. I guess that's why, I'm the American businesswoman, because I'm going to get you fired up and I'm going to say, now let's go do this thing.
I love it. And we love you. Congratulations. Certainly well done. Thank you for representing us the way that you do. I will say that because it makes a difference what the global world sees as success and what our young girls see as possibilities. I know that you're also a mentor and an advocate. Tell us how folks can connect with you.
Yes. So I can be connected on Facebook as Dior Davis or Truth Honey Dior. Also on Instagram as the page of Truth Honey. My website is truthhoney.com. I am on TikTok as Truth Honey. Look, I got to get a little bit more better on that TikTok thing. Also, you can just find me out. You can Google me as well as a Luxe Queen Honeybee. And so again, I am doing World Transplant. So we also do World Transplant Day. And we also have a 5K walk and run. So that's coming up before Father's Day, changing lives 1 mile at a time. And so just reach out to me. You can find me on all platforms as Luxe Queen Honeybee and Truth Honey.
That's awesome. And it all seems to tap into health and wellness for you, which is something that's very personal to me. So I have the line across my throat. I had a double thyroidectomy. That was after I experienced what's called a thyroid storm. Ended up on my back in intensive care for a week and then a hospital another week. All out of the blue, just hit the floor. And you will be surprised how important the little things are. I'm a fitness instructor. I thought I was living a good, healthy life. I drink water regularly. It's my thing. I'm a tea person. So those of us that try still can deal with the unknown. So I thank you for coming on today to elevate our consciousness because knowledge is power. What we don't know, we don't know. But there's more that we can grow into knowing. Tell me, Luxe Queen Honeybee Dior, what is the message that you would leave with someone who might be in a place where not just thyroid, not just healthcare, but we just made it through a pandemic. There are individuals who look at your success and say, I want that. There are folks who just made it through maybe a holiday season of depression. Individuals that just watch us, our viewers, everyone matters. But what would you say to the individual that just needs to hear hope from you, someone who is successful?
So I would say that, first of all, you have to have faith. I am such a faith person. I am a believer. I'm going to lay it before God and I'm going to ask God for it. However, I'm going to ask him, if this that I am asking for is not for me, give me something better. Now, I've not always been at this state that I've been in, that I'm in currently. I've had to go through trials and tribulations and journeys and pitfalls, but I held and stayed the course. Don't give up. That's the key. Use those things as your story. And because guess what? You have to discover your story. When I was in ABWA and they asked me to tell my story, I had to take a deeper dive, but I discovered my story because I had to let go of all those things that I would think, oh, that's embarrassing to tell. Oh, they're going to look at me differently. Oh, they're going to. Your story is your story, and that's what's going to make you shine. Don't get complacent. Don't let the dust collect around your feet, and start moving like you got somewhere to go.
Oh, we love it. Thank you so much for gracing us today. So many nuggets that you dropped. Share again. You authored a book or you are authoring? Because if it's something out there we need to purchase, we want to get all of that.
So I am authoring a book. My launch is going to be March 30th. It is Women History, and I wanted to go out of Women History in a bang. And so the process is going. We're getting ready to tell everyone to save the date so you can RSVP. It's going to be a night to remember. It's going to be a white and gold soiree. So come best dress and just enjoy the moment. I want people to feel so welcome and so loved. And I just want them to feel like no matter what, you can accomplish and do anything you put your mind to.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming today to help share insight and information. Family, Thyroid Disease Awareness Month. We're grateful that this is an accented time, that there's a specific time designated to elevate and educate about thyroid health. You can learn more by going to thyroid.org at the American Thyroid Association. They're a viable resource that spends much of their funds, you can donate to them, and their time sharing information and more so edifying how we can prevent and how we can restore. If, like me, you've encountered it, let me tell you something, life is not over. You still have to live with the hormone balance that your thyroid controlled. Go to the American Thyroid Association to learn more. Queen, we thank you for joining us. Family, go to her website, learn more as you can so that you can connect truthhoney.com to all that's up and coming. I hope to be there to support you in March. Looking forward to it and having you back again on the Power Up. Family, stay tuned. There's so much more after this. Hey family, it's Tami, your empowerment coach with this elevation moment. Do you know that the impact and influence that you have is greater than what you can even understand? See, sometimes we allow circumstances in life to minimize us, to make us feel small. Even start with the I can't.
I wish I had, I shoulda, living in regrets. I want to encourage you today to know that your future is so great. It really is. Your impact and influence and folks around you that watch how you handle those tough situations. Yeah, so that then when they deal with the tough situations, they know what to do. Your process of how you're resilient and fortified and your endurance is uplifting to others. People might see you fall, but they also watch how you get up. So don't stop. Don't get stuck. Do what you have to do to pull, to rise, to stand so that you can continue on with the mission of living out loud and on purpose because you deserve to be happy. Go be great, family.
Welcome back to the Power Up. I'm your host, Tami. Grateful that we've had such an amazing guest and such great content thus far, but it's not over. We want to talk for a moment in response to a inquiry we received from a viewer. There we go. We received an email from a viewer who asked a very real question. Said, I'm stuck. Everybody's talking about potential. What does that mean? And how do I achieve it? Ooh, I love those questions when we get them and they say, how? Because it means that the individual acknowledges that there's possibilities in front of them, that there's something that can happen to get me to a better place. That's what we want to talk about. How to unlock your potential. See, potential and unlocking it means that you're moving from the shoulds to the musts. It means that there's a shift inside of you. Ultimately, your belief system changes. It takes things from a gray place into putting them into priority. So while you're in that whole hum state, there's opportunities in front of you where you can stand shoulders back, elevate your voice, feel like you've attained something to celebrate. Your potential, however, is what's inside of you that is yet to be touched. Think about it this way. If you know that you have some money stored away, you have that money there. You're not out there spending it now, actually, right? It's stored. It's a chunk. It's stored somewhere. In other words, it's there to be spent when you're ready to. Potential means that there's so much more to me that even I have yet to see, that certainly the world has yet to see. But it just also means my character is going to grow in the process of achieving it. Get that? Success is a journey, not a destination. You don't want to arrive at success, put your coat on, put your coat down, your hat down, take off your shoes, and then you've arrived. You missed the rest of life. There's so many more opportunities in front of you and so much more potential that you want to keep growing. I read the other day on the news how a grandmother in her 80s achieved her college diploma just because she wanted it. She didn't get it because she was applying for a new job. She wasn't trying to make people think anything other than that it's possible at any age. She made me want to go back to school. Well, may never meet this beautiful lady, but the fact that she endured, that she took time to change with the times. See, 60 years ago, things were done differently. 30 years ago, things were done differently. We're in the full-blown information age now. College courses online are so much different than they were by paper.
Computer processing is so much different than it was in the past. And yet, in spite of all the changes, all the possible barriers that she could have used to say, no, I'm not going to, she knew that as long as I'm alive, there's something I can do that's going to be great. She unlocked her potential. So, in response to our viewer feeling stuck, not even sure what potential is and how to get to it, I want to help share just a few ideas with you. First, define your goals. What do you want to do? Consider writing them down so that you see them. 1 to 10. I shared this exercise on a prior show when I was coaching an executive who was just all over the place and had a lot of demands at the same time, home and in the office. Started with, I know where you are, but write down everything that's horrible. Give yourself permission to write 20 things that's just not good, not working for you right now. Come on, spill it out. Write it down. It's okay. Get it out of you. And then on the other side of that paper, let's talk about potential. I can. I will. I am. Because once you acknowledge that you can do something, once you take that goal and you say, I wish I was on the beach. I wish I was a traveler. I see everybody else doing it. Okay, make it a goal. Why can't you? There's beaches everywhere. Might be one up the street. Until you identify it and then put progress steps to it and then make it an actual action, you'll never accomplish it. It will go to the grave with you, the desire to be on some beaches, when the beaches are waiting for you to unlock your potential. Consider breaking down the goals into action steps, into attainable goals. Give you an example. I want to lose 50 pounds. I feel you. I want to lose weight too. But the same way you didn't gain it overnight, you're not going to lose it overnight. But if you make it a realistic goal, I want to lose weight, then you can start putting steps to the how you can do that. Unlock your potential. I actually could walk while I'm listening to motivational stuff, or I actually could learn another language and walk on the treadmill, or, there's a gym up the street and I've always wanted to go to a gym, or there's a club that rides bikes and I hadn't ridden my bike in a long time. It's in the basement. How about smoothie Fridays or salads twice a week? How about taking your lunch to work a few days and not getting that fried chicken? Little things that you can do. Listen, you want to lose weight, it's possible, but you can't do the same thing you've been doing and get a different result. If you want to change something, you have to do something new. And I have news for you. It's all possible. I'll give you one more. Surround yourself with supportive, positive energy, including positive people. See, unlocking your potential oftentimes can have other people see the greatness in you you don't even see. And now they're pouring positivity into you and new, fresh ideas. How many of you knew that there was a Black beekeeper? How many of you knew that she was an award-winning and found a way to take her passion for nature, her legacy from her grandfather, and make an earth-changing impact? So can you. It just starts with you identifying what you want to do. Make it attainable. Make it stuff you can actually do. It doesn't matter how big your goal is. I want to go to the moon. Okay. Somebody else has done it. Why can't you? Might not take as quick time, might take a longer time, might take a lot of steps, might take education, connections. Maybe you need to talk to somebody that's been there or is in the atmosphere of that scope of experience. But you gotta start and give yourself permission to entertain those dreams that you have. Why not? Viewer, thank you for sending the question. You unlocked your potential just by asking the how.
Consider the goals, making steps, and surrounding yourself with new information, new knowledge, new people. Upgrade your friends. Get a mentor, an advisor. See what you need to do to help your dreams come true. Because you do deserve to be happy and to experience everything else you've seen everyone else experience. We hope this was a response and motivation, inspiration to someone who may not have written into us, but maybe you feel the same way. I'm just sitting here, there's nothing for me. No, quite the opposite. If you're still here, there's so much more to you because until you're gone and exhausted of breath, there's always opportunity and potential. Family, there's so much more as we go into our wrap up. What an amazing segment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, guys. It's Tina Wynn, your host of the podcast, You See Me. I want you guys to stay encouraged, continue to come out and see me, and most importantly, see yourselves. Remember, the only way that you can truly enjoy life is to see other people so that you can enjoy the beauty of seeing yourself. Come join me Saturdays at 4 on the We Empowered Network. Thank you.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Tami. All right, as we go into our wrap up, what a powerful show. What information from top to bottom. First, as we walked inside the news, we elevated the alert that there is a national blood shortage. This during National Blood Donor Month. The winter months tend to hinder the Red Cross from getting enough blood that they can help save lives, and they need your help. They also are in need of volunteers and those who want to just donate money to help all of their causes, everything that they do in responding to emergencies. Please feel free to go to American Red Cross, the redcross.org, the site that has all the resources, how you can text to give, how you can text to register as a donor, what pages will take you to registering to be a volunteer, registering to actually donate blood, and registering to make a financial contribution. Family, whatever you do is never too small to help your fellow man. Whether it's the neighbor next to you, the family member in your home, maybe an absolute total stranger. We're all part of one human race and need each other to survive. Consider going to the the American Red Cross, and tapping into their resources to see what you can do to make a difference. We were welcomed during this Thyroid Disease Awareness Month by the amazing, y'all, she's just amazing. That's the word I have for amazing. Luxe Queen Honeybee Dior. Truthhoney.com is how you can get more information from this award-winning global impact. How she is using her voice, her heart, to just use what she loves to do to make a difference. The same way so many use their paintings and make a difference. They write, their author and make a difference. They use platforms, their voice, they sing, they dance and shift the atmosphere. Whatever is inside of you, thank you, Luxe Queen Honeybee Dior, for reminding us that it's all possible and that all we have to do is walk into what we have, what we're called to do. She also took the opportunity to give us a sneak peek that her book is on the way. And you can tune in for more of that as you tap into her website. You can certainly Google her name. I don't know too many other Luxe Queen Honeybee Dior's out there. I think you're pretty much going to get her. But feel free, if you're not able to use her website, Google her name, Luxe Queen Honeybee Dior. And consider supporting her business, because minority businesses are important to support.
around our country. Every business helps the community thrive. Consider tapping into her, learning the products that she has available, and you will hear her voice again as we discuss donations, being donors, as we discuss thyroid awareness and other health benefits. She promised to come back again. You'll see her on the Power Up, but we're so glad she graced us today. We then went into reminding a viewer how important it is to unlock your potential, that all things are possible to him that believes. It just means knowing what that looks like, starting with writing it, and then moving through the steps, including surrounding yourself with information and people that can help it come to pass. See, if you want to go to the moon, you might need to get connected to some astronauts or some scientists that can educate you in the trajectory and how it will impact your body. If you want to lose weight, you might need to tap into a nutritionist, a fitness professional, a nurse, your medical professional, to figure out how it will impact your body. No matter what your goal, your financial health, your mental health, whatever you decide to do is all designed to make you win. So, yeah, unlock your potential. It's in there for you to experience. I do want to say this. I learned this from my mentor. If you want to experience something that's on a dream level, allow yourself to understand it. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen if you stay consistent. I'll give you an example. When you plant a seed, that acorn that's on the ground doesn't turn into a mighty oak tree overnight. Some of them take 100+ years to get as high and as amazing as they are when we look at them in all of their glory. But they started as an acorn, full of potential. Once it was in the ground with the water and the soil and the repeated water and soil and the repeated caring for it, and it started to sprout just a little bit and then grow to a little twig, and then it went on to a little tree, and then went on to a bigger tree. Over time, it accomplished its full potential at the point when it was ready to do that. But at an acorn that I can hold between my fingers, I'm certainly not thinking about it being a mighty oak, though that's its purpose. Family, we just want to remind you that the tough times in life don't absolve you of your purpose. They don't erase your purpose. It doesn't remove your purpose just because it's tough right now. Acknowledge it's tough. There's stuff that's hard. Hurts. So you get the therapist. You go to church. You get with a priest or a rabbi or whatever your faith is. You get where you're in a position where you have positive energy that can help hold you up in your weak moments while you're future focused on where you're trying to go. But you don't quit now. Here at the Power Up, our job is to empower. We have shared so much information today. You can tap into the Red Cross, be powerful there. You can tap into Queen Honeybee's information, tap into Luxe Queen Honeybee Dior and what she's doing, get powerful there. You can tap into your dreams and hopes and unlock your potential and be powerful there. Think about it this way. Where you are now is not where you used to be. And it's certainly not where you're going. You're not at the end. Let's say you live this life and live to be 80, like the young lady I shared earlier who got her college degree in her 80s. Let's say you live well into your 80s
And you're only in your 40s or 50s now, your 30s now, your 20s, your 60s. You're not 80. And even if you're in your 70s, you're not 80. So you still have time and places to go and the opportunities in front of you to experience greatness, amazingness. You have it all at your hands, in front of you and around you. And when you don't have it, go get it. Make sure that you allow yourself the permission that when everybody else is saying you can't do that, somebody else is doing it. You can say, and they not doing it Tammy's way. Oh, come on, y'all. Y'all know how long it took me to get here, but I am so here now. There is no turning back. Once you fall in love with you, everybody is noise when they have opposition. And you know how to limit noise. See, you learn how to turn your haters into your motivators. They are just that. Opinions. Okay. Appreciate it. I'm going to keep going, doing what I'm doing to reach for the stars. Because the worst case scenario, I am experiencing a brand new altitude of life. Family, as we wrap up today, we want to, as always, thank our first responders, medical professionals, veterans, and active military. Thank you for putting yourself in harm's way just so that we can be safe. We want to thank all of those who contribute and assist, all of those that need you more than ever. Everyone from caregivers to teachers, everyone from coaches to mentors, to leaders in any way, whether it's on your block, in your community, at a civic association meeting. How about in your home? You have the power to bring everybody together and have a family meeting to share some of the information today. So you're not the only one giving blood. How about all four you go and give? Can you imagine the lives you save from the power you exercise being the leader in your home? Can you imagine sharing all of the information you heard of today with your neighbors? You're so quick to share gossip. Did you see? How about share this? There's a award-winning honey beekeeper. Yeah, watch the show. You'll hear about her. Google her name. There's ways that we can be helpful. The Red Cross is asking for help. What can you do with the information that you've received to make a difference? We thank you for joining us today. We welcome more questions from our viewers so that we can respond live on the shows. Viewer, unlock your potential and go be great. Thank you, family. Until next time.